I don't think I, growing up, would have ever thought that life could end short. I mean, I always thought it was like, I'll be, 80 years old and have my family and my lineage and all these different things, and you have the dreams. When you actually understand the brevity of life, and you understand that you are one phone call away from all of it being gone, you are now in a setting where at any moment I can get called and this whole thing is over. I could tell you about it and I can give you all sorts of thoughts, but I don't think you get this perspective without an experience. My life has been marked since 2010 with different traumatic events every 3 years. So if I go back to 2010, my wife had some medical struggles that actually had us call off our wedding. And then all of a sudden, it all gets better, we get married, things are looking good, and then an even bigger struggle existed for her. And in the midst of that year, trying to start a business, was making more impact and money than I ever thought I would at a young age. And I just thought that would continue. And I would just keep doing really well at business, and my family would keep going really well. I really felt like by the time I hit 2016, I had reached the pinnacle of life. So everything was going amazing. Boom, brain surgery, go blind, immediate brain surgery, 4-month recovery. I don't suspect many have gone blind and then come back from it, but it is as jarring of a situation that in and of itself forces you to think about everything you knew. Because even just losing your vision, you don't even know the world you're now living in, yet you're still in the same body. To then coming back from that and then losing the very thing that I had thought I had built up, which was this business, only to have to restart it again. And then we finally built it, and it was finally up and running, and it was finally going well. And then we went to the doctor, and Jacqueline found out she had breast cancer. And so, sitting in 2025, I kind of wonder, this is the 3rd year. So I am kind of let's hope it goes well. It's not for the video, but it is a thought, by the way. Perspective, I think, can be really, really terrible and really great. My life is actually to be vulnerable to tell other people, you may be on this same track. This is how it ended for me, and yet I got another chance. I'm not supposed to have another chance. Not everyone gets the other chance to say, here's what I learned on those last 30 seconds where I didn't think I was gonna make it. And I feel like my life's work now is to tell people, you will have hardship, you will have all sorts of things come your way, and you don't know how much time you have. But in this moment, you have total control, power, and authority to make it better. I heard a sermon years ago, and the pastor got up there and he said, have you ever cried in a movie? What were the moments of those songs? What were the moments of those movies that you actually cried? Going through the exercise of actually asking myself what moves my emotions, what makes me cry, what makes me feel so much that I don't have words for what I feel. I'm well, it's when Rudy's dad shows up to the game. And I think for me, it's when love is actually real, existent, and you don't have to earn it. And it's when another person shows up just because they're gonna show up, and just because they're gonna be there. I remember being pulled back at brain surgery, and they count down from 30 and then you'll be out. And I remember flooding through the memories, 30, 29, 28, and it was memory. And every one of them is when I felt deeply loved, and when I felt like I actually truly showed love to someone, not because I can get anything from them, not because it advanced my cause, not because this, but to my core, I loved them and I was loyal to them, and those were the memories. And so for me, how do I make my life count? How do I make things matter? To love people with genuine love, regardless of who they are, what they've done. The marble to me is such an inspiration. The marble represents a week in someone's life, an actual visual representation to get myself back into that mode of this week, this moment in time, I have a choice. And I have a choice on how do I show up? How do I love? How am I there for someone in the way I want them there for me? And every time I pick one of those up on a Sunday and I drop it in the other jar, that is one less opportunity I used to have. In the end, there is only one thing that you absolutely can control, and it is that you can show up for other people. We are all given so many opportunities to meet so many people. And I think the idea of the marble and the idea of make it count is when you're in that next meeting, when you're in any of these moments, how do I make every single person in this room's day better, life better, be there for them, listen, care, effectively just practice the golden rule. I thought a life that mattered meant a sold out arena at your funeral. And that everyone's gonna be there and get up there and share an impact story and that. And then I started to realize it's not a sold out arena, maybe it's just 20 people that just say, that man changed me. It's for Jacqueline to stand over my grave and say, I'd marry him 100 times over. It's for my kids to say, I would never want another dad. Those are the things that actually matter, because the sold out stadiums and the possessions and the money, they were only cool when you were alive.